I literally was outraged, man. Literally outraged when I got this DM the other day. And you talk about feeding into the cliche that I hate the most, which is no good deed goes unpunished. This is it right here. And I was just talking to Tommy about it, and unknowingly to me, this happens every year. Tommy has just shielded me from this kind of frustration every year. I had no idea. So just to set the ground here, if you're a new listener, we do this Clear My Wish list every year for teachers. On average, I just did a quick Google search. On average, teachers spend anywhere between $500 and $800 on their own money on school supplies.
I feel like teachers probably get the bare necessities they need for their classrooms, but of course, they want to make their classrooms as welcoming an environment for their kiddos as possible. So I applaud teachers that they go above and beyond with the decorations and, getting snacks for the kids, especially these Title I schools, the kids that may, be coming to school on an empty stomach and be hungry. And because, you're going to learn better if you have a full stomach. And so doing little things like that, I think these teachers, it's extra effort that is needed and appreciated.
And just my opinion here, I don't feel like our country is very kind to the education system in this country. So there are some teachers that have called us up and said, $800, I'll spend $1,500 for just the reason Kristen's talking about. Not only supplies, but I got to feed my kids. They can't focus on what I'm saying if they don't have any food in their system. So teachers go above and beyond. So each and every year, we do Clear My Wish list. Teacher hits us up, tells us about her school, brags about her kids, and then says, hey, Bert Show, if you can help us out in any way, shape, or form, here's my wish list this year. Can you please tell your Bert Show family about it? We do more often than not. The next day we come in here, we've got excited teachers saying, thank you so much. I didn't have the money to do this. My kids are taken care of. Bert Show, you guys rock. Same thing we did this year, right? So I get a DM from a Bert Show listener a few days ago, and she's so excited, right? So excited. But there's going to be a plot twist to it. Good morning. I just wanted to thank you guys for clearing the wish list for teachers every year. I'm not a teacher, but I told my friend about it, and she left a voicemail for you guys. She called me screaming because they were gonna be on the Bert Show, which she was, right? She's so excited to have had the opportunity for her kids. This will help her so much since she just doesn't have the money to provide for the kids, right? So she must have sent back-to-back texts within a couple of hours of each other, and I'm not always on Instagram, so I don't see them immediately in real time, so sometimes I'll see them after a few hours. So before I even got to that first one, the second one comes in, and it literally is in all cap letter says, plot twist! My friend was immediately called into the principal's office once her voicemail played on the Bert Show. The principal said she broke county policies by accepting quote-unquote monetary donations from listeners, which isn't even accurate. She was told she'd have to return all the supplies donated.
Are you kidding? No.
My friend dug in, pleading that this would only hurt the students. She was immediately told this was an infraction that would go in her file.
Are you kidding me?
Says, she even writes, can you believe this? She said her principal said the biggest offense was using the name of the school, the county they were in, and the fact that they're a Title I school.
If you're embarrassed by that, maybe you should do a better job securing funding for your classrooms. Who's the principal? Drop her name. His name.
That is public knowledge. Oh, believe me, Cassie, I had a conversation with the teacher.
I don't want to get the teacher in any way, shape, or form. In trouble.
But I was so angry, and I had all these thoughts in my head. I was ready to go to the school board. I had full on a presentation in my head between myself and the school board going back and forth. I was so incensed.
So this is not the first time that this has happened, though, Tom? You came in here and you said, oh, no, this is not the
literally happens every year with at least one teacher.
Why the rule for the counties?
It's stupid. You know what? This is what's wrong with public schools.
And maybe we could have a teacher call up and explain it to us, or a principal, 1-855-BERT-SHOW.
Use some common sense.
Yeah, it must suck to work for a principal who's so dumb.
Schools don't have, the administration, they don't have any problem having their teachers pay out of their pocket for things, but when they're given an opportunity, and all of those teachers have the same opportunity, they can listen to the Bert Show, they can enter, they can be picked. They were just one of thousands that entered this thing that that we happen to pick. And it just drives me nuts that schools tie teachers' hands from getting things that will ultimately help the students.
And they don't have an advocate in their boss, the principal, who becomes their enemy rather than supporting their own staff. I hope that principal has the worst day of their life.
I hope they have the worst week of their life.
The principal should be...
Yeah.
The principal...
I hope you had the same kind of 3 years of Cassie's had.
And I know what the principal... the principal's going to say, oh, it's not fair. They're going to get a bunch of free stuff and nobody gets anything else. Like I said, everybody's got a shot at this thing. All the teachers. We wish we could help all of them. And we try and help as many as we can. And we try and touch as many children's lives as we can. But use some dang common sense.
So, I mean, I Googled why can teachers not accept money for classroom supplies, and I have an AI overview, but you have Lauren, who's a teacher, on the line that could probably offer some insight that's better than what I just got from Google.
And then we're going to help another teacher in a second. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Lauren, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Yes, so Title I schools receive money from the state for, different kinds of learning materials, whatever, for your teachers. So when teachers, ask for things that clearly we need and we don't have, the funds for, and Title I money really will not cover all of that, it quote unquote looks bad on the state for not being able to provide that amount of money to help as many teachers as truly need that money, and it's really more for the students.
I still don't understand the reasoning behind it.
It makes the state look bad.
Yeah, it's like
the state is bad. Pony up the cash, Georgia.
Sorry. So for as far
you're
as
not even sure that this came from Georgia.
No, I'm not.
By the way.
You're right. But I have no doubt it's happening here.
so as far as the
You're on fire.
I'm so angry.
You're just swinging. Go ahead.
As far as the AI overview of why can teachers not accept money for classroom supplies, the list includes potential for favoritism and undue influence. Accepting money can create the perception, even if unintended, that a teacher might offer preferential treatment to students. Conflict of interest. Accepting gifts, especially monetary ones, could create a conflict of interest that may compromise a teacher's professional judgment or decisions regarding students, according to Georgia's Code of Ethics for Educators, because this is where we're located. Ethical concerns and boundaries. Establishing clear boundaries around gifts and donations helps maintain the integrity of the teacher-student. That doesn't apply here.
To me, this all sounds like a student-teacher reputation. Like they're not going to accept donations from students. Where it's like if it's just coming from people on the internet or people listening to the show, I don't see how this is a conflict of interest at all. We're just trying to shower these teachers with literally the bare necessities.
And I suppose they look at it the same way. If they're getting goods donated, that's also a monetary. I mean, it's not cash, but I guess I'm just trying to see some kind of angle that makes some kind of sense, and it doesn't.
There isn't, because you should be able to look at the situation and see it's like a crowdsourcing thing. Could you imagine being the evil kind of person who's the principal of a Title I school with low-income families and being like, nah, I don't care that the community is trying to help out these kids. F them kids. Send it all back. You're an awful person. I'm so angry.
If anything, the principal should embrace it and promote it with teachers and say, hey, this radio show is doing this wonderful thing. Everybody should be entering this.
Okay, so let's get some angles from the other side. Because, for people that aren't within the industry, this makes absolutely no sense at all. So I would like at least an explanation from those in the industry that can explain
to us how taking things from kids is good.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I am on your side.
I'm all about doing some gathering of facts. Let's try to just try to get to the nut of why this is a big deal.
No facts. Just react with emotions and anger, Kristen.
I would hate to be Hazel's principal.
Her principal is a lovely person.
Hey, Paul, good morning. You're part of the Bert Show. You are a president of an elementary school.
Yes, I'm the president of Statham Elementary School. By the way, Bert, P1 listener, love you guys since I moved here in 19. My son is a third grader, and if a teacher has to return the donations, the teacher should be able to donate them to the PTO or PTA of the school to then allow them to be dispersed first because the PTO can accept donations. We just gave out over $750 of donations at the open house yesterday for our school. We are a Title I school. The art classroom had no markers this year. We gave over 1,000 markers to the art classroom.
Kudos.
So from donations, an anonymous donator, we created an Amazon wish list, and we didn't get it filled, but we got quite a few things knocked off. So there are ways for the teachers to, I don't want to say circumvent the system, but circumvent the system. They just have to be creative.
Hey, Paul, I love you.
Thank you, Paul.
I love you with all my heart.
You're a good person.
You sound awesome. Yeah. But that's really good information that you said in the very beginning. So if they have to give it back, you're saying give it to the PTA. PTA can donate it?
Yes.
Correct, because that is what they're there for. They're there to collect funds and materials and then give it back to the school.
Beautiful.
It is the correct organization when the government bureaucracy kicks in.
I love that so much. So I want teachers to hear that, because Tommy is saying this is happening every year, that if you get crap from the principal or whatever, go to the PTA, they'll take them, they'll distribute them. And that's the way it's done.
And that was one of the examples of what to do instead of giving, gifts to teachers, because the PTO and PTA is set up for that as far as like collecting goods. And then it says here they can allocate more transparently and equitably to the classrooms.
Okay. So we're not here to get anybody in trouble, but we're going to help another teacher out. And if you do get in trouble, now go to the PTA. It really is maddening. I'm having a hard time focusing on the words here because it's so maddening.
Why didn't that principal suggest that? Does she not, or he not know their own school well enough? Maybe they shouldn't have that job. I don't know. Maybe they should care about the kids at their school and support their teachers. I'm going to turn off my mic now.
All right, let's hope Adrienne White doesn't get in trouble here. She is a kindergarten teacher at David C. Barrow Elementary in Athens, which is Clark County. She's adopting her former student, which is expensive. She's adopting her former student, you guys. So she needs your help clearing her wish list.
Hey, Bert Show fam. I'm Adrienne, a teacher at David C. Barrow Elementary School in Clark County, Georgia. I teach kindergarten, where the crayons are broken, the glue sticks are dry, and the funding has left the building. Literally. Federal funding has been cut and withheld this year, and we are definitely feeling it. I teach at a Title I school where most of my students come in with giant hearts but tiny backpacks because they don't have the supplies they need to start strong. And while I normally play the role of Miss Frizzle with a credit card, this year's a little different. I'm in the process of adopting a former student of mine, my boy. He asked me to be his forever mom, cue the tears, and cue the paperwork, the legal fees, and a whole new kind of grocery store run. Do boys ever stop eating? Becoming his mama has been the biggest blessing of my life, but it's also meant stretching our finances to make room for both love and Legos. So clearing my list would be a total game changer, not just for me, but for 20 little humans who deserve a classroom that feels magical, stocked, and full of possibility. It would mean building a classroom that feels like a family, a place where every child is seen, valued, and supported, where we celebrate differences, meet kids where they are, and close gaps with the right tools in our hands. I had a student last year that came in not speaking at all. She spoke 3 languages, none of them were English, so she shut down. And while she started the year in silence, with the help of vocabulary building tools, picture puppets, and a whole bunch of fidgets, she found her voice and her confidence. These kids are bright, resilient, and hilarious. They just need someone to believe in them. And hey, maybe even a working pair of headphones. So help me give them a fresh start that they deserve, and hopefully save my wallet from spontaneous combustion in the process. Thanks, y'all.
You guys, you talk about a teacher that has her heart in the right place. She's adopting her former student. I mean, come on.
Because he asked her to be her forever mom.
Yeah, so she needs some help with her classroom. We're hoping you guys can help out. We've got the wish list up right now at thebertshow.com. Again, that's Adrienne White. Cassie, why are you crying?
I'm so incensed. I think this teacher who's that's the kind of person who is a teacher. She is adopting a former student. That's the kind of relationship these teachers have. When someone chooses to go into education, they're the type of person who cares so much about the community and the future of these kids' lives. They dedicate their life to doing it. And to have these teachers, 1, have to pay out of their own pocket is ridiculous. But 2, to have teachers, especially ones working at Title I schools, go out of their way to try and figure out ways to make those kids' lives better through their own monetary means or additional work, getting community support, and to have a principal not support that in some way and have that teacher get in trouble for that. And it just really deflates me because, there's only so much we can do. We can't control the government. We can't change the education budget. But as a community, we can support other people and teachers. And then to be told, no, you can't even do that. It is deflating. So we're supposed to sit here and watch kids from struggling families not get extra support at school. Because why? Because of some random rule? A good principal would figure out a way to make it work. And the fact that this teacher who was fighting for her kids, the type of teachers who adopt their students, their former students, to give them better homes. These are the type of people that we're helping. And for them to not get support from their own workplace just kills me. And it makes me so sad. It makes me feel so hopeless for them and for the country. And I realize that's very dramatic. And I'm sure my tears are because other stuff is going on in my life. And this is a great outlet for it. But I'm just like, God, these teachers, they're underpaid. They pay out of pocket for these kids. They stock snacks in their classroom because the kids can't afford lunch at some of these schools. These teachers are caregivers, and it's no shade on the parents. People just can't afford stuff because of the way everything is set up. And it kills me that the community is here trying to support these teachers in their lifelong dream to help others. And the community is being blocked from doing that. And that just enrages me so much. And I love rules. Y'all know I love rules. But some rules are made to be broken, and this is one of them.
The Bert Show.